Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down some of the meta shifts that we've seen with the weapons, because a few of them have gone out of meta that I did not expect, and some of them have gone into meta that I'm pretty sure none of you expected either. So by the end of this video you guys will understand the 5 weapons that you should be absolutely abusing this split. But now the weapon meta is not the only thing that we've seen shifts to. We've also seen some shifts to the legend meta, and trying to wrap your head around all these changes might be a little bit confusing for some of you, and if that's the case then you guys need to go check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there we have top level coaches breaking down everything you need to know about all the different legends, the weapons, everything like that, so you can get back ahead of the curve for the meta. These coaches know what it takes to play at the top level of the game, and they're sharing that knowledge with you right now. So click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, or I'm not sharing my Dunkaroos with you. But okay, let's hop into things now, and the first gun that I want to talk about is the 30-30 repeater. The 30-30 is stupidly broken right now. It has insane burst damage potential. With you being able to fully charge up a shot and then spam shots out after, you can kill someone extremely quickly, and if you're able to get a good 3-2-1 with that fully charged up shot, you will be downing someone almost instantly. But also on top of this, it now can take the Skull Piercer hop up, and that has done wonders for it. Headshots on the 30-30 are so deadly. Now, one of the biggest drawbacks to the 30-30 was the long reload times. If you were sending shot after shot out, there was a long period of time before you could actually start shooting again because you had to reload shell by shell. But that's not an issue anymore because the dual shell loader is built right into the gun, so you're reloading twice as fast. The marksman rifles right now are extremely good, and they're the top dog this split. And that segues perfectly into our second gun, because that second weapon is the G7 Scout. Now I say the G7 because basically right now ARs have been phased out of the meta. They are not as useful as they used to be. They all received some nerfs across the board at the start of the season with the hipfire changes. So they're not as versatile as they used to be. So with those hipfire changes, ARs are only really good in the medium to long range fights, and right now the marksman rifles are just better in that category. So the second weapon that I would normally talk about would have probably been like a 301 or a flatline, but right now the G7 and the 30-30 are just so good, and they should never be dropped. Now the G7 has insane damage output with how many shots you can send just right after another, and it doesn't have the drawback of the reload time that the 30-30 used to have, because you're able to just pop in a new clip and you're good to go. Now the one drawback that the Scout does have is the iron sights are absolutely horrible. The 30-30, they're not bad, you can get away without a sight, but if you don't have anything on the G7, you're not going to be as useful because those irons are super bulky. So it's not a huge drawback, but for that reason I always take the 30-30 over the G7 if I don't have as many attachments. But if you have a full kit, the G7 and the 30-30 are both extremely good options. But now let's take a trip into the closer range, and the third gun is the Prowler. Now I know a lot of people are really happy that the Volt is back on ground loot, and a lot of people are going with that, but with the purple laser sight, the Prowler is an absolute beam. Like, it does not have any bloom whatsoever. It is ridiculous. Now in comparison, the Volt does have a higher DPS with 180 compared to the Prowler's 167, but they both actually kill in roughly the same amount of bullets. Against a red armor non-fortified legend, the Volt kills in 15 bullets, and the Prowler kills in 17. But the reason that I put the Prowler above the Volt is because you're able to do that in big burst chunks, so you're able to play corners a lot easier, and you don't have to all in somebody in each engagement. With the Prowler, you can peek a corner, send a burst out, peek back behind the corner, and you've just done massive amounts of damage in a split second. Where with another SMG where you have to fully commit to something to try and get a one clip off. Now I get that the burst weapons are not everyone's cup of tea, they do take some time to get used to, so if you're not a big fan of the burst weapons and you don't like the Prowler, the Volt is also a very good go-to. But now we can move into gun number 4, and that is going to be our shotgun for this list, and that is the EVA 8. The EVA 8 got some massive buffs at the start of the season to its fire rate, and it now can also take stock so it reloads faster. And those buffs made this gun absolutely crazy. It's actually to the point where a purple bolt EVA outputs better damage than a Mastiff, and it also doesn't have the limitations of the care package because you can just pick up more ammo for the EVA. Now we have seen in the past where care package weapons just aren't worth picking up, like when the triple take was in the care package, but it's actually extremely rare that we see a weapon in the care package be as good as the Mastiff actually is, but still be outclassed by a ground loot weapon in its same class. Now I have talked about the EVA being so good on my stream. If you guys want to check that out, it's over on Twitch TV youtube.com/8secondgaming, come hang out. And when I did mention it, some people say, hey, I don't get the damage numbers that other people get with the EVA, and that's because their playstyle isn't right for the EVA. This shotgun isn't like all the other shotguns in Apex. The Mastiff, the Peacekeeper, the Mozambique, those are mainly just peek weapons where you try to peek someone out, get the damage out, and then peek back behind a corner. But the EVA is a full-blown W key, get in their face, mess them up type of gun. It's something that does take a little bit of getting used to because you have to be running straight at someone. But once you get used to it and you actually get into those up-close engagements, the EVA just shreds people. But now we can talk about weapon number 5, and this is the Wingman. Now, the Wingman at the start of the season did go from heavy ammo to sniper ammo, and that threw a lot of people off. Some people said that that was a massive nerf to the Wingman. Some people said it was just going to fall completely out of meta. I'm going to be honest, I thought it was a weird change, and I thought that the Wingman was just going to be kind of obsolete with how good the 30-30 was. But that is not the case at all. The Wingman is still stupidly strong. Now, part of the reason that the Wingman is still ridiculously strong is because of the headshot multiplier. Now, the last time that the Skull Piercer got taken out of the game, they upped the base damage of the headshot multiplier on the Wingman. But when they just added the Skull Piercer back in, they didn't take that initial buff to the headshot multiplier away. So they took the Skull Piercer away, buffed the Wingman's headshot damage, added the Skull Piercer back in, and it's now just multiplying on top of that buffed headshot damage. That's why you're getting 2-tapped by the Wingman, because it just does so much ridiculously strong damage. Now, I will admit the Wingman isn't in the same spot that it used to be. You cannot spam your shots out like you used to be able to, because you could just pick up a lot of heavy ammo and not really have to worry about it. But I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really noticed a huge amount of issues with the ammo that I have with the Wingman. 3 stacks of sniper ammo is still more than enough to get me through a game. This gun is still absolutely top tier. The changes didn't affect it that much, and it's actually made the gun a lot better in other certain ways. Now, on top of the damage that you can do with the Skull Piercer headshots, it also still has the ridiculously good strafe speed because it is still classed as a pistol, it just uses sniper ammo. So for the people that are doing the movement techs and people that really like to have strafe speed in a fight, the Wingman is still a very good option for that. And with the new season, we're seeing a bunch of new movement techniques coming out, and people are probably going to be wanting to try them, and going along with being a movement character, it's kind of law that you have to play as a Wingman character as well. And going along with the movement techs, if you're going to be that movement player, it's kind of written in Apex law that if you're going to be wall bouncing, flashy, super cool like that, you have to use a Wingman with it. So for those players, you got to pick up a Wingman. But now I have a question for you guys, the community. What gun do you think you're going to be absolutely abusing this split to help you in your climbs? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to see what you guys are using right now. And with all this being said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did and you are interested in staying up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Also, we post daily Apex Legends videos, so if you don't want to miss any of those, don't forget to ring the bell either. Thank you guys all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.